we want to draw an impossible circle. This is what the impossible circle looks like. And in my case, I have, if you look at it closely, we have a red part and a blue part. And the red part is similar to the blue part. It's just that one is rotated with respect to the other in 180 degrees. So the thing we want to go for is something like this. We want to go for this shape, and then we can rotate, do a duplicate of it and rotate it in 180 degrees, put them together, and we'll be having an impossible circle. So the first thing I would do is to draw a circle. You go to Control, you have our circle, and then you go to Control to get it as a perfect circle. You don't want an oval shape or something like that. So we have this, then you go to, you select it, and then you go to Edit, Duplicate. So we duplicate it. If you don't have the fill and stroke dialog box open, you just go to Object, Fill and Stroke, then you have this open, and then you change it to red. Now I would go on, and if you hold the handle as it's selected, you make it a bit smaller. Now the next step is that I want to put this in the middle of the blue circle so that I get something like a ring. To get it in centered, just go to Object, Align and Distribute. This dialog box opens, and then now you select both. You select, we already have the red one selected, but you select the red and the blue, and then you go to, you come here to align it vertically and to align it horizontally. And we have this here. I'm satisfied with the ring that I'm going to get here. You go to Path, and then you go to Difference to get a ring. Now with this ring, let's go on and do a duplicate. I do Edit and Duplicate, and maybe I change I go to the fill and stroke. Since I opened it, it's open here, I just press it and make it red. I would now want to move this to the right, so it's already selected. I move it to the right here. One thing is, unfortunately, there is a small gap here. Sometimes there's a small gap here. Maybe if you want to close it, you can easily close it by drawing and draw a square, more or less. Let's select the square. The square, I think I would prefer the square to be to have the same height as the width of the circles. So one thing I will do is that, first of all, this is just, first let's put the square there for us to see whether it improves. Let's change the color of the square, select it just for visibility's sake. And then I move it up here just for me to see. It removes it a bit. Yeah, it makes it round like this. So one thing I would do is that first I want to attach this square to the first circle. So I would just remove first of all the second ring. I just delete it. After I can create it again if So we delete it. I can create it again by duplicating. I just created that circle because I wanted to show you why I need this square here. Other than that, you don't need to create that circle if you don't want, but if you want, it's good for you for measurements. Then we put it here, but I want as I said, I want the height of this square to be equal to the thickness of this circle. So for me to get that, maybe I should use a guide to bring it here, and I want to put it in the center, cutting the circle. So let's see, is the guide in the center? More, yes, it's because it's you see these handles here. I'm just using it so that I know that it's cut. Now I move the square to that place first of all, and then I reduce the size so that the length of it is similar to I hope yes, it touches it nicely. So careful, the thing is, this square, the height here should be equal to the thickness of this ring here. Now what I will do is I don't need this anymore, so I will take it away. Oops, you go back, thank you. Now we select the square and the circle or the ring, and then we go to path, and then we do union. Oh, I did not select both, sorry. Shift to select both, shift to select this, and then shift again to select that, and then we go to path, and then we go to union. Now it's joined. The next step is just to do a duplicate of what we have here. So we go to edit, and then we do duplicate. The duplicate, maybe we color it red. Now we move the duplicate, to the right hand side like we did before. We just want, okay. Now after moving the duplicates, let's see whether okay, still we are not done. You see here that the base, this diagram here, if you were to cut this up, it's small, as the top part here is the blue part here, but the down is just a semi circle, or you can call it a semi ring. But what we have here is we don't have any semi ring here. Okay, we can use this or that, but I would go on and do a duplicate of the blue circle. So you do a duplicate of the blue circle. First, I want to move this a bit to this. It looks like there's a little gap there, or maybe I should, before I put it there, maybe I snap to bounding box to be sure. Okay, now I put it. I don't need it anymore. Now I go here, we press the blue circle and we duplicate it. So we go to edit, duplicate. The thing is, I just need only this part. So to do that, to cut this blue ring in, so that I just eliminate this, part and this remains. I can do that by just putting a rectangle and doing intersection down there. So I would put a rectangle somewhere here. The problem is I'm not very sure whether this rectangle is cutting it equally. So let's see here. I go and press this. It was almost, but anyway, to be sure, we can also use our guide here. We move it to where the handles are, and then the next step is for us to select our rectangle and move it to where the guide or the ruler. It looks like a ruler, but Inkscape has a ruler here, so they call it a guide to help us put it here. Now I will just select we have already the rectangle selected. We select also the blue circle, and then we go to path, and then we do intersection. Okay, let's color what we've created yellow so you can see. So you see this part, we will end up with this. The yellow part is this part, and now we want to get these top parts that are there. Okay, so now the next step is to select. We select the we don't need to select. We select the blue parts here and the red parts, and then we go to just path, and then we do difference. We do difference. Oh, I did not select both, sorry. The blue parts and the red parts must be selected, and you go to path, and then you do difference, and then you have what we have here. But let's I take this away. We don't need it anymore. Now we just do union so that we have it as one. So we go to path and union. I hope everything is selected. No, so let's select everything. This selected, and then we go to path, and then we go to union. Now we have this thing that we were looking for is what we have here. Now we select it, and then we duplicate it, edit, duplicate, and then let's color it red, and now we rotate it. We rotate it 180 degrees. So we go first 90, next 90. Now we select it and put it here like this, more or less. Now we have created more or less what we have. Now we can put, I have some, to make it look nice, maybe we select both, shifts, and to select both, and then maybe we put some stroke there, because we don't have stroke here. We put some stroke, so we go to stroke, and then we put some stroke. Yes, we have now stroke in our things. So now we put some gradients in what we've drawn. We select the red parts, and then we go to fill, and then we go to gradients. Now I would want to move the whitish part of the gradients up, so we go to we pick our gradient tool, and we try to yes, we put it in the where there is this small zero here. We move this here, and then we select this other one, and we move it down. We do a similar thing to the blue parts. We select it, and then we put some gradients in. We are putting a linear gradient. With the linear gradients, and I go to the, maybe I can also use this tool actually, the node tool, to select the node, and then I go here, I pick this to this side, and I pick the blue, to this side. Okay, now I select everything, and then I group them. Go to object, group, then maybe I reduce the size a bit. Let's look at what we have here. It's more or less similar to what we have there. So this is how you can draw an impossible circle. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to help me. Thank you. Bye.